Hello everybody, Zach Butler YGO back with another Genesys deck profile. This time I had to bring a deck near and dear to my heart, Blue Eyes, to you all. Now I'm going to try to get some gameplay for this deck. However, I got some yesterday and my battery kept dying, so unfortunately the footage is no good. But my local is starting Genesys format tournaments soon, so hopefully with that I'll be able to get some gameplay and we can see some awesome stuff with this deck going forward. However, this is going to be the first draft of Blue Eyes I played. I played it yesterday, a few fun matches. I played against, Burning Abyss, Fire King, I don't even remember what else. There's a whole bunch of decks, and I actually won every match, which was really surprising to see, considering this deck has some problems. There's certainly some issues that I need to address in deck building, so this is going to be like an evolution thing, but we'll get to that as we go. As always, if you like this sort of content, let me know down below, but let's just jump right on in. First, with the monsters, we have our 3 Sage with Eyes of Blue, of course. That's going to be nothing surprising there. Then there's a whopping 3 Kaiba Man the Legend. Now this is something that in the TCG doesn't tend to be so solid, but in Genesys is really good, and that's because of the lack of hand traps. So if you're unfamiliar with Kaiba Man the Legend, it's a level 1 light warrior tuner, requires you to play all 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. So for you Seto Kaiba fans out there, this is going to be a deck that you're going to like a lot, because there's in fact a full playset of Blue Eyes in my deck. What it does is that if it's normal or special summoned, you can show 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons in your hand deck, face up field or graveyard, and then special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand deck or graveyard. If you special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon while this is in your graveyard, you can banish it to add a Blue Eyes monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. So in the TCG, I had shown a Dragon Master Magia combo using this card. In the Genesys format, you're really just using it to turbo out Spirit Dragon. But you do play a search target as well. We'll get into that in just a moment. Then there's 3 Maiden of White, of course, and then one card I'm really not sure on is 2 Neo Kaiser Seahorse. So initially I thought to myself, this would be really cool. This would be a nice way to make the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon more easily. It also is just a solid 1700 level 4 tuner, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Unfortunately, it's kind of underperformed so far, so this might actually get taken down to 1 or out completely, although I'm not sure for what. One of the cool things about the Blue Eye strategy in particular is that there isn't really much in the way of point usage outside of Wishes for Eyes of Blue, which costs a whopping 33 points. Most of your deck doesn't tend to cost anything, so you can be pretty flexible. So we could use some point costed cards in slots instead of Neo Kaiser Seahorse. We could also play cards like Trade-In, or if I wanted to go a level 1 Dragon Tuner route and make Sage a more of a utility normal summon, you could do Cards of Consonance. That is something I'm considering as well. Let me know down below what you're thinking. But then of course you have your 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. That is going to be necessary for the 3 Kaiba Man the Legend. And then I'm playing 1 Blue Eyes Jet Dragon as well as 1 Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Now Alternative White is a card I'm not too sold on yet. This is one of my favorite cards, but unfortunately it doesn't tend to perform that well in this deck because you're not going to want Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand. So I'm not sure if this is necessarily the best option here. It might even be better to play a Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon or a Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon or something in place because of the multiple majesties. Something to consider. Like I said, this is very much an early iteration of the deck, but so far it's worked out very well. Then for our hand traps, I play 3 DD Crows. I think this is just going to be like one of the staples of the format, especially while it costs 0 points. It's such a good card. Then 3 Droll and Lockbirds, which I believe are 5 points each. And then the 3 Effect Veilers, which is 7 points each. So that's a good chunk of points right there. The cool thing about the Droll and Lockbird and Effect Veiler is that they're obviously going to be beneficial in a variety of matchups. Effect Veiler being a level 1 tuner means it's searchable with Sage with Eyes of Blue, which is really good. And Droll and Lockbird, as well as DD Crow, are both searchable because of Puri Reyes map, which is also in this deck, which is part of the reason why this deck is a little scary to play, because you are playing with less life points than your opponent at the beginning. Speaking of, we have 3 Puri Reyes map. This is going to be a way to boost your consistency because you do not have access to 3 wishes for Eyes of Blue. You only have access to 1 to 2 without using any other point costed cards. So, or while still being able to use other point costed cards. But 3 of this is gonna be really good. Use this at the beginning of your main phase 1. You get to add any level 1 monster from your deck to your hand. So you have your Veilers, your Trolls, your Crows, your Maidens, your Kaibaman the Legends, or your Sage with Eyes of Blue. Now you could also play Where Art Thou. That is a consideration as well. You could even play Jack in the Hand. Those are all cards to consider, but for now I went with 3 maps. It was really solid. And then I went with 3 Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. That might seem excessive, but honestly, you just need to see a Blue-Eyed White Dragon on the field. And also, Roar being able to summon back your copy of Blue-Eyes Jet Dragon is really good. Or if you did get to the point where you can summon Blue-Eyes Alternative White Dragon, this can bring it back as well, which is really good. This was a card I really didn't think was going to be as solid as it was, but just seeing it as often as I did felt really good. Then there's One Bingo Machine Go. This is a card I could definitely see bumping up to 2 or 3. You just reveal 3 cards from your deck that meet at least one of the criteria listed below, and then your opponent randomly picks one. It's a Blue Eyes monster or spell or trap that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, except for Bingo Machine Go. So this can get you to Blue Eyes White Dragon, can get you to Sage, Kaibaman, or it can get you, can it get you to Sage? It cannot get you to Sage. Or no, it can, because it gets you to a Blaze monster. So it can get you to literally your whole engine. That's just ridiculous. I don't know why I was confused about that. I did that multiple times yesterday. But it was really good. This is a card I could see playing in multiples as well. Then I'm playing 1 Ultimate Fusion. This card is really solid right now, actually. I think it's very good. Able to shuffle back all of those different names and then get some free pops. It's going to be really good. Then there's 1 Wishes for Eyes of Blue. One of the interesting things I found myself considering was that Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon might just be like a pseudo Garnet that you play just to discard, which sounds ridiculous. Like, if you can discard it off of Wishes and just have it in the graveyard, that's fine, because you just want Blue Eyes White Dragons in your field and grave. But obviously Wishes is really good. Searches out Roar, searches out Majesty, and things like that. Lots of options there. Then for the trap cards, you have 3 Breakthrough Skill. Now this is a card I didn't initially consider, but then I realized it's a 0-point card. So it's pretty solid. And in a trap deck like this, because this is a bit of a trap deck because of Tyrant Dragon, being able to recycle Breakthrough Skill is really good. If you're unfamiliar with Breakthrough Skill, it's you target a face-up monster your opponent controls and negate its effects to the end of the turn, and then during your turn, except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, you can banish it to negate the effects of 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. So typically you're just going to use it on their turn, and then you can just go ahead and reset it multiple times with Tyrant Dragon, or you'll just banish it to negate effects as well. This is a really solid card though, and since Imperm costs so many points, between this and Effect Veil, you actually have a good chunk of effect negation. And then there's 2 Majesty of the White Dragons. Now this is why I'm considering playing any of the rituals, is just because you can banish one, you still have another one to use as well. And Majesty is just such a powerful card that I really want to be able to maximize its effects. And then the 1 True Light as well for the Maiden. That's pretty standard in any Blue Eyes deck, obviously. For the extra deck, you have a whopping, not 1, not 2, but 3 Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragons. This is going to be a big part of your win condition. And because you have so much room in the extra deck, you might as well just fill out with those really good cards. There's actually some cards in here that I think I probably shouldn't have in here, and then there's cards that I don't have in here that I probably should. So there's a lot of, this is very up in the air. There's 1 Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Funnily enough, this actually does come up from time to time because it is so easy to summon in this deck. It just takes 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, and you technically play 4 because of the Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. And what it does is that at the end of the damage step, if this fusion summoned card attacked, and it's the only face-up card you control, you can send a Blue Eyes Fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard and can attack again in a row. You can use this up to twice per turn. This is actually 1 games where you can attack a monster and then send Tyrant, attack, and then send another Tyrant and attack for 9,000. That has come up, so keep that in mind. Another card to consider is actually Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. I didn't put it in because I didn't think it was going to come up, but I found a couple situations yesterday when I was testing a little bit that I thought maybe it wouldn't be the worst card. Same with the Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon, I think is what it's called. I don't remember what that does. I just remember reading it and thinking it was really good. So that's another card to consider if you have it. From there, you have 2 Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, which might seem a little counterintuitive, but I didn't want to play too many of these and not have room for the other stuff. I think this might actually just be correct to play at 3. Blue Eyes Ultimate or Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon is just such a good card that it might just be better to play it at 3, just so you can keep tagging out into the Ultimate Spirit, kind of like you do in the regular TCG. Then I played 1 Azure Eyes. This was just to be an additional way to kind of loop my monsters. Lightstorm and Ancient Fairy Life Dragon, of course. And then I played Indigo Eyes, as well as Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon, and number 107. Now, this is where the extra deck is really up in the air. I know there's a bunch of really powerful rank 8s that I should be considering, and I just couldn't think of them all. It's been a while since I've really sat down and looked at the rank 8 pool. So let me know down below what other rank 8s should probably be considered. I know there's a ton and I'm just forgetting them because I just didn't really take a chance to look too deep. I was really just kind of building this with what I had quickly available. I wanted to be able to play the deck, and I didn't find myself going to rank 8s anyway, so maybe they aren't the most important part, but I think it is good to know kind of the options we have available. As for the rest of the extra deck, there's a ton of stuff you can do. Obviously, there's other level 9 synchros you can consider. There's other fusions you can consider. You can even play stuff like Secretarian Dragon because you can very easily make it in this deck with the Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. There's, you know, tons of really cool, just unique, small little fusions you can do. There's, like I said, the Twin Burst. There's the regular Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon if you wanted to. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do. So that is it for me today. Let me know down below if you want to see more Genesys decks. Let me know what Genesys decks you want to see. I'm trying to build a bunch. It kind of takes a while because I don't have all the cards, but I'll do my best. Let me know if you have other suggestions for this deck. Obviously, I could have included the Primite cards. I intentionally chose to omit them because I just wanted to have this be a true Blue Eyes deck. But, you know, if I'm going to be competing with this deck, I'll probably stick the Primite cards in there. And let me know if you want to see some gameplay for Genesys format as well. But until next time, have a good day.